Well, good morning, everybody. It's March 10th, 2025, and the favorite time of our week because it's Mondays with Bev and Paul. And hi, everybody. My name's Paul.
Good morning. This is Bev.
Good morning, Bev. And
And
we just
Paul,
want to let everybody know Facebook ain't working again. Yay for Meta.
got that right.
So we are on YouTube and we're on Instagram, and we'll post this to Facebook later. But the show must go on.
Yes, like a leg.
And then we post it to Blue Sky and TikTok. So whatever one you're on, we'll get it to you. Otherwise, you can go to justtouch.com, and it always shows at the bottom of our page the most recent podcasts, video podcasts that we've done with one another. So it's always there. Also, there's 8 years worth of them. If you go to the
Oh,
on the little one of the boxes there and watch any show you want. So if
right.
you feel like you want to fall asleep to Bev and Paul, just tune one on. We've been known to help people get a good night's
Get a
rest.
good night's rest. Uh-huh.
All right, so we're going to talk today about vaccines and biotouch, but we'll get to that in a minute. First thing we want to do is go to our dream catcher, and we are going to start here for the next quite a few weeks sharing with you some of the practitioners that have helped build biotouch on a global scale that are no longer with us on the planet. And
Right.
so today we have Lori and Jim. They were certified practitioners, they were certified instructors. They helped the foundation grow for years and years and years. And here's a very unique old picture of the two of them together. Just a wonderful picture.
Yeah.
And we honor them, we love them, and wherever they're floating around in whatever universe, they are now in the center. We have brought them down into the center of the Dreamcatcher. If you'd like to be in the Dreamcatcher, send us your name and a picture and where you reside on the planet. And love and blessings to you and Jim and Lori. Great,
Wonderful.
great
Yeah.
people. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a wonderful picture to see.
I know.
All right, so let's jump into vaccines and biotouch. And of course, the first thing we want to let you know, this is not medical advice here. You
No.
know, we're not going to tell you what to do, what not to do, but we are going to help in the ability to sort out what to do. Yeah?
Yes. Yeah. Well, might as well start out with what we always seem to come back around to with BioTouch, and that's what? The self-awareness that it encourages in us.
Right.
And, as you pointed out, this is not a new topic. Uh, that to vaccine or not to vaccine has kind of been around for a while. And it's part of a conversation that is going on. And now, of course, it's coming back into our consciousness and having the conversation again.
Yeah, especially with this
Um,
measles situation, sort of brought the
yeah,
whole
right.
discussion back up.
Right, exactly. And, like you said, we're not saying instead of, that's not what BioTouch does. BioTouch is a technique that helps the body to breathe, to deeply kind of just be present with itself. And in that, you can make better decisions and see bigger pictures. And that's
Right.
really what this is about. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the conflicting reports, and so this we really put this out for all of you parents out there who are, you know, stuck in the should I, shouldn't I? You know, there was a
Yeah.
time where everybody did it, and then there was a time where nobody did it, and now there's a time of so much information out there, and
Yeah.
it becomes mind-boggling and
I know it.
stressful and
Yeah.
fearful. You know,
Yeah.
when you're making a decision for your child's and your
Right.
child's future.
Right.
So, you know, how can BioTouch help with that? You know, as Bev said, the self awareness. You know, what can we do with BioTouch that will help us make that decision?
Yeah. Well, once you start practicing it, and of course, we've said this many times, consistency is a key, but over time, what happens is, and you were just talking about the stress and anxiety. That's one of the biggest things that BioTouch, your body cannot, your all those different parts of ourselves, what we're thinking, what we're feeling, those can't really kick in until what? You have within yourself a sense of peace. You can't make really important decisions. You can't take responsibility. You can't, all in that self-awareness. So this is one of the things that it begins to happen when you practice BioTouch. Your body begins to just respond to that loving touch and the stress and the anxiety. And then that self-awareness kicks in, you
Right.
know, and that's really what you and I are talking about in terms of practicing BioTouch at this in the midst of all of this. Oh my gosh, what do I do?
Right. And I think a big key also, and I had that personal experience with my prostate cancer situation where there's no guilt in your choice. A big problem that happens in a lot of these choices is we feel guilty. Oh, I'm buying into this or I'm buying into that, and,
Yeah,
instead of what we find with BioTouch is, as you just said, it helps the body, relax, take a breath, feel what's needed, and then the choice comes to us. It's
yeah,
almost like you don't have to choose, so to
right.
speak.
You just know.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing to explain, that
Yeah,
the more you do BioTouch, the more it'll come to you. I mean, we see that all the time with people in their health program.
yeah,
People come to the center and all of a sudden they're sitting next to somebody who knows a naturopath or somebody who knows a good surgeon or somebody who knows a good radiologist, and people exchange information and you're always led to the best possible outcome for you.
yeah.
That's hard to understand. So,
Well, yeah, that's one of the challenges of, not of what having faith and which leads to hope, which is really lacking in much of humanity right now, the hope that there's more than what we are sensing with
right,
our, hearing and seeing. But the other sense is touching, and that's where BioTouch comes in. Touching lightly on the skin to really start a process of just becoming more present in the moment with yourself. That's the self-awareness we talk about. And let's talk about something that has been actually researched, and because there's another part of BioTouch. All this self-awareness is wonderful, and the body. This is when the body starts healing. But bodies get better with BioTouch.
that's
That's a
right.
fact. Okay, so let's not denounce that. Okay, it's not like having a vaccine. That's not what I'm saying. But the body starts to respond, and we know the body's the healer. But let's talk a little bit about that research with Dr. Stevenson
Yeah,
and the immune system.
I'll show that here. Here's all the
Yeah,
stressors in our life, and we can add, whether or not to take a vaccine. That's creating stress in our life. Listening to all the thing, and that chronic stress creates an immune dysregulation and a cortisol dysregulation. So a lot of our diseases and problems that happen, it goes dementia, cardiovascular disease, infections, tumors, mood disorders, obese. All those things happen because we're on constant stress. And Dr. Kenneth Stevenson found with not just questionnaires, but blood testing, saliva testing, hormonal testing, she found that BioTouch actually increased interleukin 12 levels, which improves immune system responses, and it improves circadian pattern of cortisol release. Our stress hormone was regulated. So that was found, and thereby broke the chronic stress cycle. And so in
yeah,
that, the body can start to heal,
yes,
or work with side effects of a vaccine, as the
right.
body gets stronger and absorbs that or does what it's supposed to do with it. I'm not, I don't understand all the details, but I do know that BioTouch can help pre-vaccine, post-vaccine,
Yeah.
pre-disease, in the middle of a disease. So if my child's got some, whether it's got measles or whatever, I'm still living with it, with that child, right?
Yeah.
So I can't
No.
just disappear, but I've got BioTouch,
Yep.
which is shown to build the immune system responses and can help, whether I've had the vaccine or not had the vaccine. Just that light touch can activate that body to begin to heal itself.
Yeah, that brings me to the one of the true gifts of BioTouch. It gives us the opportunity to stand in a neutral state where nothing is being expected, nothing's being directed, and nothing's being intended. It just allows us to participate in a journey where, as we said before, it really helps us to see and to know what to do much of the time. It's just one of those, how do you take two fingers and touch on the skin? How does that lead to self-awareness? Well, the body is holding everything, the trauma, the cellular memories, on and on and on. That's why it's so incredible, because
Right.
it begins where it's all being held. And it starts to just open up and awaken, right?
Oh,
Yeah, everything, it's kind of like I don't know, everything's connected. And that's so easy to say. It's such a cliche, but it's really true, right?
it, it is. And that's the beauty of BioTouch. In its simplistic presentation, people always want to know, well, how does this relate to other techniques? Well, a technique is a technique, and they all claim to help do this and they all claim to help do that, which is why I always sort of feel weird about giving testimonials,
Yeah.
because it's just try it. And the nice thing about BioTouch is you don't have to listen to a 30, 45-minute video and then we sell you some special program that you got to do.
Right.
You get it right now. In fact, we'll teach it here in a minute, the greeting, which starts the healing process. And I like the word that you use. I always like that word, participate with
Yep.
someone's healing and with someone's healing.
Yes.
This is about
Yes.
healing in relationship, and the touch is with another person. People always go, "Oh, can I work on myself?" And well, you
Oh,
can
yeah.
do all that stuff. That's not bad or good, right or wrong, just like a vaccine. Do whatever comes to you to do. But the presentation of BioTouch is one person touching another person lightly, like a butterfly, on the skin.
Skin. I know. I've said this so many times. We've been in this mode for so long. Me, myself, I separated. How about me? Can I do this? Can I? And it's like one of the challenges that I see with BioTouch is like, what do you mean? What do you mean you have to be with another person? Yes, you have to be with another person in order for this to really be it's effective
Yep,
as it is.
as it
Okay,
could, right.
that is the way. That's what this technique is built on, a relationship of healing between two human beings who stand as witnesses and honoring each other. It's a putting love into action.
Yep.
That's what it is.
That's the key. And as we said last week, and bringing forgiveness into action. So you don't
Yes.
have to like the person you're working on. It doesn't matter. They don't have to like you. Your kid could be screaming and yelling. And I've seen it. Just by doing the greeting, everybody calms down. Then you don't have to, it's the old thing, oh, count to 10 before you do an act. Well, how about if you do 10, 6 to 8 seconds of the BioTouch?
Right.
Let that be your countdown.
It's interesting too, Paul. I've heard you say this and other people. If you're doing BioTouch on one person in the room, the whole room just gets quiet, doesn't
Correct.
it?
Yeah, that happens
Just like
all the
the
time.
whole group is taking a breath.
Right? I mean, I did that with hundreds of people at a presentation. Everybody's talking away, and I said, okay, now just reach over and touch someone lightly on the skin with your two fingers. And for those moments, 6 to 8 seconds they did that, there wasn't a peep in this group. It was like incredible.
I know, and these were well-known, professors and writers and teachers and that were at that conference, and it was just like, boom, just quiet. It was.
So it's simple to do. Let's share it a little bit, because you could just do it right now while you're watching us. You take the two fingers, the middle finger and the index finger of your dominant hand. Doesn't matter, left hand, right hand. Take those two fingers, all right? And you want to, if you've got somebody with you, even better. If you're just watching on your own, you can find the point and then practice on somebody. You want to reach and feel your breastbone there. Go to the tip of the breastbone, it gets soft. See that? Now, touch there, back off, feel that for 6 to 8 seconds lightly like a butterfly with that dominant hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it, simple. Take that same two fingers, okay? Behind your neck. Take that neck right in the middle on the spine and come down, lean your head a little forward. You'll feel this big bone pop out, okay? Go to the left of that, about 1 inch to 1.5 inches with those same two fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom.
Boom. The key to opening up the body.
Yes.
We've just done it.
That's it. If you don't know anything else with BioTouch and you just do that, all these things we just talked about and spent 20 minutes talking about will start to percolate. It'll start to happen inside of you. If you can do other things, you can get our manual. You can contact us. We'll give you 1 or 2 sets of points to do if you're working with an immune system response. We do have thing that we put out there when COVID was a big deal, how to work with that. Maybe I'll put that in the email to go out so that there's a page that gives you just a little workbook on what to do for this kind of immune. If you're getting a vaccine, what to do with some of the repercussions or side effects of that, or just to help the body get strong during these times when people seem to be getting sick. We're here to help. That's all we're here to do. One of the other things we do is little workshops. We have a workshop coming up, should be really interesting. Food cravings.
Food cravings.
Right, and she deals a lot with inflammation from all the different foods we eat.
Yeah.
Alyssa Brown's her name. If you want to check her out, she's at liveyourbest365.com. And we're looking forward to having her on our workshop, which will be March 27th. Yeah, the 27th. Yep. So join us for that. That's a little workshop. We have her do a presentation. We teach you a few sets of points. So take that greeting, use it. Give yourself, give your family 30 seconds. You know, if you've got a family of 2, that's a minute. If you got a family of 3, it's 1.5 minutes. If you got a family of 10, well, you're going to have to take a little bit of time. So,
10 minutes. Wow.
You know, or just teach the whole family and have them pair off and work on each other.
There you go.
You know, there, create your own little class, and we'll even come in and Zoom with you, and we'll teach the whole family how to do just the greeting. That would be a great. I did teach a family. It was a doctor. He brought his 3 kids and the wife over. It was in Hawaii. Brought the whole family over, and in 20, 30 minutes or something, we taught them pretty much the whole. Gave them a manual, taught them how to do most of the points, and so it's really simple but incredibly effective. Yep. So let us know how we can help you. We're here every Monday. Thank you, Bev. We appreciate you, and we appreciate all of you out there for joining us too. So see you all next week.
Have a good week.
If pain has got you down and you live in town, take a trip down to Pima Street. The people down there are people who care. They will get you back on your feet. Put love into action. Put love into action. If you ever want to have any real satisfaction, Choose love while you still can. Don't even try to understand. A healing grace in your own hands. Put love into action.